Previously on the Data Factory.
Let's have a look inside a typical SQL server. So with that, the installation is complete and the file type is MDF, also referred to as a primary data file. It's ready for us to reuse. That was creating a table, insert into batch and go. Percent at the beginning and at the end. Also here, let us mention arrange. You have all the records except the top two. It is not monitored in the log data. This is a very intuitive one. It shows what all tasks SSIS has performed. Try to migrate or transfer a table from one schema to the other one.
Hello and welcome to a new episode in the Data Factory. In this one, let's introduce you to temporary table. Now, temporary tables are also called temp tables, and these are used to store tables on a temporary basis, as the name might suggest. Additionally, these temporary tables are auto-stored in the temp DB. Now, temp DB is one of the system databases that, if you check over here under databases, system databases, we see there's master, model, MSDB and temp DB. So every temporary table that we create is essentially created inside this particular system database. Now, when to use one, right? We use TempDB for storing any type of temporary data that is required for calculations. Now, TempDB comes in handy as work tables and are used to store intermediate results so that it could be used later on, right? Now, what are the types of temporary tables? The first one would be your local temporary tables, and the second one is your global temporary tables. The difference, it's very simple. The local temporary table is accessible within the same session or query window. So this is one query window. And the global temporary tables are accessible within the particular server, no matter the session or the user. Okay. Now, how do we identify whether it's local or a global temp table? Now, local temp table is prefixed with one number sign, and global temporary tables are prefixed with number sign but 2 times. Now, this particular symbol people often refer to as the number sign, hash or pound sign. Okay, whatever is fine for us, let's call it. Now, let's create a local temporary table. It uses the same syntax, create table, table name. So let's do create table hash tbl and then have columns in here, call one int and call two int. Let's keep it very simple. Let's switch to full screen. Then insert our values, insert into hash tbl, values would be 1, 1, sorry, 1, 1, 2, makes sense. Use a go to separate the execution. 5. There you go. Our temporary table is created. Do note that this is the local one. Let's create a global temporary table. I would refrain from typing the whole thing again. Just do a hash tbl g to refer as global, insert into whatever with the values, doesn't matter. This is just for illustrative purpose. Now let's create this one. Perfect, these are created. Now let's verify these temp tables. Select staff from tbl and select star from tblg. Cool. It has the same data. Okay. Now let's show you this particular property, accessible within the send session and accessibility within the server. Let's do a new query window over here. New query. Let's try and select our let's copy only from the other window. We will try and select the temporary local temporary table first and then the global one. Okay, so it states that this is an invalid object name. Okay, let's try and execute querying from the global temporary table. There you go, it's successful. Perfect. So with that, we come towards the end of this episode. See you in the next one. Till then, cheers. Bye.